69.6% of business owners prefer this when it comes to email newsletter marketing. And only 15.2% said they preferred what we would call the gold standard of an email newsletter. And I also have one surprising fact that really surprised me, and find out what someone never wants to hear about again. So I sent out a survey about my own email marketing and then just about email marketing in general to a group of business owners. And I also collected some data from LinkedIn. I asked some people on LinkedIn to take it, and this has been running for about 2 weeks. And I'm going to get into the results with you all here. So I'll tell you right now that 46 people responded to it and actually took the very short, simple, easy survey. It was only really 2 questions, and 46 people took that. And they're all business owners. So I'm going to share that data with you, my email subscribers. This is exclusively for you. So let's get into it. The first question I asked these business owners about their email newsletter preferences from me, and also just in general, was about how frequently they wanted to receive the email newsletter. And while this wasn't surprising to me, I'll tell you a couple of things that really stood out. So the first thing was that this orange section was 43.5% of people prefer a monthly newsletter. So if you think about all of the people out there who are sending newsletters out to their audience weekly or maybe even twice a week, they're probably doing it a little bit too much. Maybe they're getting unsubscribed, and it depends on your audience. The other big chunk here was 26.1%, and that was every other week, so about twice a month. And this result didn't surprise me that much. And I'll say shout out and props to the one person, this was 2.2%, the one person who said that they never want to receive email newsletters from me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for at least taking the survey. And then you'll see the other part of this pie is made up between weekly and at 15.2% weekly and then 13% quarterly. So a good chunk, almost 70%. This was the really eye-opening moment, is that almost 70% of business owners want to receive an email newsletter less than weekly. And then if we actually add in this 13% and the 2%, that's 85% of people that don't want to receive an email newsletter weekly. So one, there's a couple of takeaways. One, what are you doing with your audience? Are you sending them a weekly newsletter, and do they want that? It may be a good idea for you to actually survey your audience to see how frequently they want updates from you. And while I wasn't surprised by this, I think that the gold standard in marketing is to send at least a weekly email. And this right here shows that there's a good chunk of people that don't want a weekly email. It's a pretty sizable and substantial amount of people that don't want weekly. So the big takeaway from here is I'm going to go with kind of the happy middle and send an email newsletter every 3 weeks. So it'll probably please the people who said they want it monthly, and it'll probably please the people who said they wanted it every other week. That's right in between. So that's the really big takeaway in terms of how frequently to send an email newsletter. Now, the other question I asked, I'm looking over here because I have some notes that I want to go through. Now, the other question I asked people as I scroll down here was, which 2 topics and formats would you most likely to receive from me? I gave the options of exclusive video content about entrepreneurial topics, longer form written content about entrepreneurial topics, insights into what other business owners are struggling with or facing, behind the scenes content from me, from what I have going on as an entrepreneur and on this journey, and then also templates and guides that people can download and use in their business. So out of these 46 responses, now remember they could pick 2. So this actually makes up, we had about 92 responses to this. 46 times 2 is 92. When I look at the data on this one, check this out. And again, props to a person who wants to know who I am, why I do what I do, and why it matters so much. That's a whole story and a whole different book that I could write. But you can see there's two standouts. One is the templates and guides to use in business. And then the other second place is insights into what other entrepreneurs and business leaders are facing. And that's part of what I'm doing with these surveys. So you're getting this information to know what other business owners are facing. And what I was surprised about here, and I don't know, maybe hurt my feelings a little bit, was that only 11 people were interested to know what's going on behind the scenes. But that's a really important thing for me to know, because a lot of what I put in my newsletter is about what I have going on, and not necessarily sales, not, hey, buy this service from me, events that I'm hosting, book signings I'm going to be at, things I'm doing for free. People don't want to hear about that, apparently. And then we got a healthy tie here between the exclusive video content and the longer form exclusive content, written content about things such as this. So that's part of what this video is, and that's part of what the blog post that goes along with this video is. So it's very interesting. I did think the one thing that surprised me, I wasn't too surprised about the behind the scenes thing, but the one thing that surprised me is that given the place we are in marketing and social media in the world, just in our consumption of media and educational material, I did think that the exclusive video content would score higher. I definitely thought it would score higher than the longer form written content. I didn't anticipate that being tied at all. And I did think it would get more votes. I thought that it would be a very clear first, second, and third situation. And as you can see, it's not. There's a very clear like first chunk, and then there's a very clear second chunk. And then clearly the behind the scenes stuff is not what people want to see. So going forward in my email, what this means is that I'm going to provide some guides. I really like data and I really like surveys. So I'm probably going to do a lot of surveys like this that are just short clips of 1 or 2 questions, surveys, just to gather some information to share with you all, just micro data analysis. I really love doing that, just little glimpses. So yeah, let me know if you found this survey helpful, if you found these insights helpful. Just let me know your thoughts, because I would like to know what you're experiencing and if this helps you at all in your business as you're running your entrepreneurial empire. But for me, I'm going to send an email newsletter every 3 weeks. That's going to be the cadence. And it's definitely going to have more content like this about what business owners are saying, what they're reporting, that type of thing. I love surveys. And as I build it, I'll probably bring in more stories and things along those lines. But also just the templates and guides. I really thought that industry had run its course. We hear about lead magnets. We hear about creating those things to get people on your email list. But I want to be a resource that is known for creating those things for my email list, not like, here, download this free thing just to get on my email list. I want to create those things for you. So I have a couple of things that I'm going to create, and they're going to be in this email that goes along with this piece of content here. But yeah, just let me know what you think. Follow along, share with your friends if they want to get this information, if they want to be a part of this. I would love to have them sign up for my email so that they can get this data, because I'm not going to post this stuff on social media. This is going to be exclusively for my email subscribers. I will post it on my blog because that's where I house content, but unless I'm driving traffic there, traffic doesn't get there. So this is going to be really pretty exclusive for my business owner friends. So hope it was helpful. Let me know. Thanks a lot. And I will be back here soon with another video about data analysis on some really relevant topics to business owners. Thanks.